We're joined by Milo Yiannopoulos ahead of his Berkeley Free Speech Week tour, where I believe, Milo, you're going to have a 16-man Navy SEAL security detail. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I really constructed the whole event as an excuse to hang around with
16 men.
Former servicemen. Yeah. No, we're very excited about it. We have some left-wing warm-up entertainment in the form of a Ben Shapiro speech this week, and then next week the real conservatives come into town. We've got you, we've got Steve Bannon, we've got Pamela Geller, we've got Ann Coulter, we've got Alex Milo, the editor-in-chief of Breitbart, a galaxy of populist, nationalist, fun-loving, Trump-supporting, in some cases, conservatives, ready to show UC Berkeley what free speech really looks like.
I don't need the security detail. Just FYI, because I always just carry two guns with me: right bicep, left bicep. Right?
You should, maybe I could get you some IDF sharpshooters, because they have some very sexy ladies in the Israeli.
There you go.
I'll get you an IDF detail. How's that?
Sold. I'm all over it. Literally, Milo. I wanted to get your thoughts. You used to refer to, or maybe you still do refer to, President Trump as Daddy affectionately during the campaign. I want to get your thoughts on what's happened over the last 12 hours with the DACA stuff. I don't know how much time you've had to look into this with Chuck and Nancy. Hey, he was Daddy.
I tried not to look at it because it's so depressing.
My question for you is Papa a Rolling Stone?
Oh, God. People do fall out with their family from time to time. And I think this might be one of those instances. If the Associated Press report is accurate, if it's true that he's struck a deal to protect Dreamers, that there's going to be no wall as part of that deal, and it was struck with the, with the Democrats, I don't think his base is going to put up with it. I don't think he will survive it. If he doesn't build that wall, he's not going to get reelected. If he does, of course, he's going to get reelected in a landslide in 2020. I think it's very clear, very obvious. I don't know, maybe without our friend Uncle Steve in the building, perhaps Trump is being led astray, but it doesn't look good, does it?
I think that's exactly what's going on here. I mean, it pains me to say it, but even the RNC guys were some weight of force of good on this guy. They went out, then our guys went out, and now who have you got whispering in his ears? You've got the Javankas, you've got the Gary Cohns, you've got the Dina Powells, and they're pushing so hard. Yeah, it's extraordinary to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell have very much to offer anyway, but the deals are going on with the Democrats at the moment. Incredibly worrying to this audience, and it's also manifesting itself. I don't know if you saw, they've put this 5-pager in front of him, passed through Congress and the House of Representatives and the Senate, calling on him to condemn extremism, hate speech, xenophobia, racism, all of this stuff. I don't know if you saw this document, but it basically
I didn't. But this is the other. He's
going to sign it, Milo. He said he's going to sign it.
Well, this is the other pillar on which he was elected. Half of it was, of course, the subject of Ann's book and the work that Breitbart does on immigration, on trade, on jobs, and that kind of thing. The other half of the reason he was elected was this, the stuff that I care just as much about, which is the political correctness, the hate speech, this extraordinary encroachment on the First Amendment, which is the most important principle in American public life, by the progressive left. If it is true that he has any is even entertaining thoughts of signing something that basically capitulates to leftist orthodoxy about what it's okay to say and how it's all right to express yourself, then, I'm done with him forever.
When you go back, it struck me that when you go to Berkeley and we do this rally and everything, it's actually an incredible it's a coming together of our two books, Milo, which came out at similar times, because Berkeley is a no-go zone for conservatives, and it's very dangerous.
You're quite right. It is in your book about the threats to Europe and to the rest of the Western world with Muslim immigration, and mine about free speech and free expression. I think the two, these are the reasons Trump was elected. These are the reasons we like him, because he had good positions on those two big, important subjects.
They're the reasons we flew 3,000 miles and changed our lives to be here.
I mean, I think this revolution on which we have both rode and America is currently enjoying, this populist, nationalist, anti-political correctness, pro-free speech, conservative and libertarian revolution, that will survive Trump. if he goes bad, But, with the more Democrats being spotted in the Oval Office and the more kind of bad signs coming from this administration, the more important it is that we demonstrate, an independence of thought and the fact that this movement can survive with or without the guy. But, it is very depressing. At least, though, we all have our own individual platforms. We all have our own individual, we all have an opportunity to call him out when he's doing a bad job, which is something at least conservatives have over liberals.
Well, but this is my point about this document, because what it asks him to call out are these sort of amorphous terms that are going to be used to silence people like you and I, that are going to be used to shut down websites like Breitbart. They're going to, because look, it says we've got to condemn white supremacy, but they call Steve Bannon a white supremacist. So by that measure, the president is signing a resolution that calls for the silencing of us. Now, I'm not a white supremacist, and I don't think anybody I know or you or any of that, and I don't see anybody who's racist or anything in my surroundings, in my milieu. But this is how they start. You and I watched it take place in Europe. We watched it take place in the United Kingdom, where a person goes to jail for placing a slice of bacon outside a mosque, but grooming pedophiles, Muslim pedophiles in Rotherham, get let off. We've watched it happen there. It's coming here, Milo.
Yeah, it looks like it is, to be perfectly honest. And this is the problem is in America, if you like, it really matters, because once America falls, we're all done for. This is why I think the conservative movement in America is fighting with such ferocity, such determination. There's a sense of a last stand about this. That's certainly what you saw at the last election. That we were prepared even to go for somebody like Donald Trump. With all of his shortcomings and all of his eccentricities and all of his weaknesses. America was still prepared to go for Donald Trump because of these essential principles, these essential things that he was standing up for, the Islamic immigration, regular immigration, the trade, and political correctness. And if he is going to suddenly go soft on all of these things, I think he's going to find his own base totally evaporates.
We will make America great again.